Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Star Agent Starco Gaming here, back with another Marvel Future Fight video. Guys, if you enjoy the content and want more amazing content about Marvel Future Fight, make sure to hit the subscribe button and to enable the bell next to the subscribe button to get notified when we post a new video or go live with the live stream. Talking about live stream, guys, we are live every single day, 7 p.m. Pacific time. And guys, if you want to play Marvel Future Fight on PC, make sure to go down below in the description of the video, click on the link next to play Marvel Future Fight on PC, and well, you're gonna get to play Marvel Future Fight on PC, guys. So what we're gonna talk about today, we're gonna talk about the support shop and the best characters that are actually available in there today, with and some well, without uniform and some with uniform, pretty much. So we're gonna talk about the most important PvE character first. We have Warpath. Warpath is the most important PvE character in this section because of the defense down he actually bring as a striker and wall boss ultimate. He got that, plus also he actually brings a lot of damage in Shadowland, can do a lot of content done in Shadowland up to about stage 70. It's about where he can actually reach in Shadowland, which is actually pretty solid for a free-to-play character like that. You can see here he has defense down on his that actually work on wall boss ultimate on his 5th skill, on his 3rd skill, and on his oh, only 2. Okay, I thought I had 3 for a minute. So he has defense down on the 5th skill and 3rd skill. So when you actually use those 2 skills, when you strike, he actually, you know, help your team a lot. So he's a meta striker for free-to-play player, and definitely for people who care about wall boss ultimate, he's the #1 target to get into the super shop. Now with the second we're going to talk about, we're going to talk PvP. PvP wise, if you get Wasp at tier 2, she is the best deal. With or without uniform. Obviously with uniform she performs even better, and she looks a lot better too, but even without uniform, what matters here is her tier 2 passive. See, activation rate: when debuff applied to all eyes, remove all debuff for 20 seconds with a cooldown time of 25 seconds. This is the best debuff removal skill in the game. It's the skill that lasts the longest, and the skills that has the lowest gap, the shortest gap between the cooldown time and the being able to reapply the debuff removal. So this is the #1 debuff removal skill in the game. Plus, you don't need to have her as a lead in your team to actually have that useful. And if you look at Battle World, for example, she is literally the only character that will do debuff removal in Battle World, which is a huge freaking advantage. She is still up to date and meta for timeline battle. You know, maybe not top 3 meta anymore, but still top 10 meta for timeline battle, just because of that debuff she brings. If you don't have characters like Jean Grey or Doom or Silver Surfer to actually put as your leader, she's pretty much the best option out there to actually do your debuff removal. So definitely worth getting her from the support shop, and also she can actually get the job done in Shadowland. You put a CTP authority on her, for example, and she's gonna be able to clear up to Shadowland 40, maybe even up to 45, depending on your card. So she is totally worth it, guys. Next, we're gonna go back to PvE mode. It's a character that I don't really like, but I got put in this list, guys. Bishop, I don't like his gameplay, I don't like his game style, but he is strong. We're gonna keep that away from him. He's mostly a Shadowland character and mid-level wall boss ultimate character. He can definitely get the job done. The fact that Warpath gets ranked above him is that they both have similar damage output for Shadowland, but Warpath more usability as a striker and wall boss ultimate. But still, this guy is awesome. He has a good leadership. Now we only see level 1, but the increased attack from damage taken, it gets higher. Well, that was a tier 2 passive. There we go. The 4% increase of energy attack actually become 20%, plus the energy defense increase. Actually, we can do that here. Let's just set that up high here. See, 45% energy defense, 24% energy attack. Not a bad leadership, and a good passive when you're fighting energy attack character. Not really strong in Land Conquest or anything in PvP, but still nice to have that. Pretty much, this is just a good character for Shadowland. He's just strong. He has good damage output. I said World Boss Ultimate too, but most people already have Steam to clear World Boss Ultimate 50 plus, so this is not really a game changer. But if you're a new player, yeah, you can actually get a few, you know, up to about level 30 pretty easy in World Boss Ultimate, so definitely worth working on him. He has good damage output, good survivability, and well, he gets the job done in PvE, so we gotta put him in the list here. Character number 4 here we're gonna talk about here is pretty simple. It's Angel. Angel, with or without uniform, is a PvP meta, and it's actually very strong PvE wise. Can do with like a CTP destruction, can do Proxima 50, can do 70 plus in Shadowland. He brings the debuff removal for PvP. If we look at his mastery, his leadership here, see activation rate. When debuff, remove all debuff for 12 seconds with a cooldown time of 25 seconds. So if you don't have WAS, or WAS is banless, you don't have other characters for debuff removal, totally worth it. You can work with or without uniform, but if you want to get some PvE content out of him, you need the uniform to make him a lot stronger. And it's really about his leadership and some basic damage output. He is a great character. I love playing this guy every week, and I do not regret building this guy for sure. Pretty much the same damage output than Warpath, maybe a little bit less than Warpath, but a lot more PvP usability. Plus it can get the job done in World Boss Ultimate too. So very strong character. Next characters we're gonna talk about is Giant Mint, because the Pimptron uniform. Pimptron uniform will, if you get it to mythical, will give you a CTP of Rage, a free CTP of Rage. Well, free. It's still got crystal to get the uniform, then to get the extreme package for the legendary battle, but you don't have to gamble. It's a guaranteed CTP selector, so I have to put these characters in the list because of that uniform, and that allow him to get you a CTP of Rage for your first Captain Marvel or Doctor Strange or Namer. So very important to have this guy because of that. Also, his Pimptron uniform can actually get the job done in Shadowland up to 50 plus, which is actually not bad at all for a 750 crystal uniform when it's on sale. So definitely this guy is part on my list to must have characters. Athletes must have the uniform upgraded, so you kind of gotta get the biometrics to upgrade this uniform. You don't want to use a uniform ticket on free-to-play characters, obviously. So that's character number 5, and we're gonna go with one more character, guys. One more characters. Well, we're gonna give honorable mention first to Ant-Man. If you get this guy to tier 3 with his Leeless uniform, he's actually a pretty solid character. Not a top tier 3 characters, will be at the bottom of the tier 3, but still he is a good tier 3 characters. You know, PvP wise, Island Conquest, good counter on manual play against Jean Grey in timeline battle and all that kind of stuff. PvE can do Proxima 50 with a CTP of energy or a CTP of Rage. Shadowland can do 70 plus, so he's not a bad tier 3. Well, it's not bad characters, but he's a bad tier 3 because they're so much more powerful than him at tier 3. But just wanted to drop an honorable mention. If you get that either team suit or endgame uniform, it actually becomes pretty solid, to be honest. So I had to give him honorable mention. But the last characters here we want to talk about, guys, I'm gonna let you guess for a sec here, and there we go. This girl, Nebula with her uniform, the either endgame or team suit uniform is actually pretty solid. I was able to do a body mod wall boss also between 50 and 60 with her. You can do very high stage in Shadowland, like 75 plus with a decent build is actually possible. So she is a pretty solid character for that kind of content. You know, wall boss mid-level, between mid and high level wall boss ultimate in Shadowland. So a character that's definitely worth getting if you are getting her uniform, only if you are getting a uniform. And we're gonna end this with another honorable mention, guys. One more honorable mention here. We're gonna go, I gotta go down here, and we got Inferno. Inferno with his uniform, he's not gonna kill it in the wall boss ultimate. It's not gonna do very high there, maybe between 40 and 50 on a body mod, not too strong. But because of the fire floor in Shadowland, this guy can do 70 plus in Shadowland when you fight those specific floor, the floor that you fight, and yeah, anti-venom and carnage at the same time that they take increased damage from fire. This guy can be very useful there in 70 plus. So he does get an honorable mention for that, but you need to have his uniform to make him viable there. And that's pretty much the only characters, in my opinion, that I could recommend for Shadowland in this list. We do have more characters that well, not just Shadowland, but overall, there's more characters with uniform that can actually perform. But as first characters, those are the most important. And I know some people are gonna say, hey, Crystal is good, Maximus is good, Moongirl is good. Yes, they are good, they are not bad. And also Vulture, they are good. If you have the characters I named first, yes, you can go for those characters after that, but we cannot rank them all. But there's many strong characters. Now, the characters you want to avoid getting, we're gonna go through that right now. You want to avoid Ultron. Loki is good, is okay. You want to avoid MODOK, you want to avoid Drax, you want to avoid which one is next here? You want to avoid Sister Grimm, Singularity, Lash, White Tiger, Wiccan, Ockling, Squirrel Girl, Gwenpool, Karnak, Gorgon, and I think that covers the characters to avoid. And characters to avoid, you know, it's for new players. If you have all the other characters, go for it. They're actually worth it. Every single characters can be useful in the game. I show my Ockling every single week, and Songbird and many other characters in that list that I said not to focus on. I show them in Shadowland every week, and they can actually get some work done. But it's low level Shadowland, and that's all you're gonna be able to achieve with them. Or you're gonna need a new uniform to just make the character better, which is not always optimal, but it can be. You know, like Crystal, she could definitely be in the list, because I know people gonna trash me because I did not say Crystal, so I'm gonna say you can add her in the list, guys. We can add her in the list. But anyway, guys, that covers pretty much the characters that I think are the best characters in this list. Obviously, this is my personal opinion. You guys are probably gonna have a different opinion on that, which is totally fine. Let me know what your guys' priority list is from the support shop in the description, in the comment section below the video, guys, so we can actually talk about if you're having good choices or not, in my opinion. So guys, thank you for watching this video. Again, don't forget to hit the sub button, don't forget to enable the bell to get notified when I post a new video or go live with the live stream. And on that, guys, I'll see you next time.